Unraveling the ferocity, the bloodletter of Khorne presented by Inquisitor Valeria Lithrona, Ordo Xenos. The universe stands on the brink of annihilation, overrun by the tides of chaos. Among the demonic hordes that serve the ruinous powers, the bloodletters of Khorne stand as harbingers of bloody violence and unrelenting fury. This presentation seeks to delve into the malevolent essence of the bloodletters, examining their origins, characteristics, and significance. The pervasive influence of chaos knows no bounds, as it whispers its promises of power and oblivion across the galaxies. Within the demonic legions of Khorne, the bloodletters rise with a terrible splendor. Known for their insatiable thirst for bloodshed, these demons epitomize Khorne's domain of violence and slaughter. This presentation endeavors to shine a light on their origins, attributes, and implications in the ongoing struggle for the survival of sentient races. The bloodletters, like all demons of chaos, hail from the warp, that turbulent sea of unreality that mirrors and influences the material realm. Born from the raw energies of Khorne's murderous intent, these demons take form through the sacrifice of bloodshed on countless battlefields. The ritualistic nature of their manifestation serves as a grim reminder of the warlike nature of chaos and the binding nature of blood. The physical appearance of a bloodletter is a reflection of their demonic essence and the god of blood's martial aesthetic. Towering over mortal beings, they possess a fearsome countenance. Crimson-skinned and sinewy, their bodies are sculpted for combat, rippling with muscle and power. Their iconic horned heads project an air of menace, while their eyes glow with an unholy fervor. The demonic weapons they wield, known as hellblades, are imbued with fell energies and are as much an extension of their being as their very limbs. The presence of bloodletters on the battlefield is marked by a cascade of brutal violence. Their ferocious charge is matched only by their bloodlust, as they cleave through enemy lines with hellblades that scream for fresh lives. The act of killing fuels their strength, making them ever more deadly as the battle rages on. This unquenchable thirst for slaughter binds them to the god they serve, driving them to paint the cosmos red with the blood of their victims. Beyond their role as shock troops, the bloodletters play a crucial part in the grand tapestry of the Great Game, a cosmic struggle for dominance among the ruinous powers. As Khorne's chosen instruments, they seek to further his desires by perpetuating endless conflict across the galaxy. Through every life claimed by their blades, they channel power to their patron god, ensuring that the thirst for blood is never sated. The presence of bloodletters has a profound psychological impact on mortals. The sight of these demons, with their bestial appearance and ruthless violence, serves to terrify and demoralize even the most stalwart of warriors. Their ability to exploit fear and frenzy as tools of war bolsters the chaotic forces they represent, sowing discord and panic among the ranks of the Imperium and other galactic powers. A bloodletter of Khorne is a fearsome demonic entity that embodies the essence of violence, bloodshed, and rage. It is one of the manifestations of the chaos god Khorne, known as the blood god, who revels in the slaughter of battle. Bloodletters are often summoned to the material realm through rituals involving bloodshed and violence, and they serve as Khorne's foot soldiers in his endless war against all forms of life. Here is a detailed description of what a bloodletter typically looks like. Stature: bloodletters are tall and imposing, towering over mortal beings. They stand at approximately 8 to 9 feet in height, showcasing their formidable presence on the battlefield. Build: their bodies are powerfully built, with muscles rippling beneath crimson skin. Their physique is honed for combat, making them adept at wielding their hellblades and tearing through enemy lines. Horns and crests: bloodletters have prominent, curved horns that sprout from their heads. These horns vary in shape and size, often lending an even more menacing appearance to the demon. Some bloodletters also possess crests or ridges on their skulls, adding to their fearsome aesthetic. Eyes: their eyes glow with an intense, fiery light, reflecting the fiery rage and brutality that drive them in battle. Armor and cloak: bloodletters often wear segmented armor that offers some protection against attacks. This armor can be adorned with spikes and serrated edges, reflecting Khorne's motif of violence. Additionally, some bloodletters may wear a tattered, blood-red cloak that billows as they move. Weapons and equipment. Hellblade, a signature weapon of Bloodletters. The Hellblade is a vicious, jagged-edged weapon often wreathed in demonic energies. These weapons are extensions of the demon's malevolent intent and are capable of cleaving through armor and flesh with ease. Color scheme. Crimson skin. Bloodletters have skin that ranges from deep crimson to a more vivid scarlet color, symbolizing the blood-soaked nature of their existence. Brass and dark metals. Their armor, horns, and other adornments are often depicted in brass or dark metallic colors, emphasizing their connection to Khorne and the martial nature of their being. Facial features, mouth and expression. Bloodletters possess a mouth filled with sharp fangs, giving them a predatory appearance. Their expressions are often twisted in a snarl of rage and bloodlust, a reflection of their inner nature. Aura of violence, presence. Bloodletters exude an aura of aggression and violence that can unsettle even the most battle-hardened warriors. This aura serves to demoralize enemies and spread fear among those who face them. The dangers posed by a Bloodletter of Khorne are multifaceted and deeply rooted in their nature as demonic entities born from the warp and dedicated to the god of blood and battle. These dangers extend beyond their physical prowess and include psychological, spiritual, and strategic threats that can have far-reaching consequences within the universe. Here are some of the key dangers associated with Bloodletters. Physical carnage. Bloodletters are ferocious combatants, possessing immense strength, speed, and resilience. They excel in close combat, cleaving through enemy lines with their hellblades and leaving a trail of carnage in their wake. Their brutality and combat prowess can turn even well-disciplined military formations into disarray, weakening the enemy's ability to resist and fight effectively. Fear and demoralization. The very presence of Bloodletters can instill fear and panic among even the bravest of warriors. Their terrifying appearance, unhinged expressions, and savage actions can demoralize forces, leading to disunity, retreat, or even surrender. Corruption and chaos influence. The demonic aura of Bloodletters is a conduit for the corrupting influence of chaos. Their presence can erode the sanity and willpower of those who encounter them, leading to thoughts of violence, bloodshed, and even betrayal. This insidious influence can gradually turn once loyal individuals into pawns of chaos, potentially compromising entire factions or organizations. Psychic disruption. Bloodletters' ties to the warp can disrupt psychic abilities and communication. Psykers may find it difficult to harness their powers in the presence of these demons, leading to a significant disadvantage for factions that rely on psychic support. This disruption can affect the balance of power on the battlefield and impede the effectiveness of strategic planning. Spiritual corruption. For those with faith in the Emperor or other higher powers, encountering Bloodletters can challenge their beliefs and convictions. The demonic presence of Bloodletters can lead to spiritual corruption and weaken the resolve of individuals, potentially undermining the moral foundation of entire societies. Role in the Great Game. Bloodletters play a significant role in the cosmic struggle known as the Great Game, a never-ending contest between the ruinous powers for dominance. Their actions on the battlefield, fueled by the bloodshed they cause, contribute to the accumulation of power for Khorne and the advancement of his sinister agenda. Long-term consequences. The continued presence of Bloodletters and the forces of chaos in the material realm can have long-term consequences. Chaos incursions, led by demonic entities like Bloodletters, can warp the very fabric of reality, creating warp rifts and spreading the taint of chaos. These rifts can lead to demonic invasions, warp storms, and other cataclysmic events that threaten entire planets and systems. Defeating a Bloodletter of Khorne is a daunting task, as these demons are manifestations of Khorne's brutal nature and are born to excel in combat. However, throughout the universe, various methods and strategies have been employed by different factions to counter and ultimately eliminate these formidable adversaries. It's important to note that success may not always be guaranteed, and the outcome of such encounters can be heavily influenced by factors like the skills and resources of the combatants involved. Overwhelming firepower. The use of heavy firepower, such as plasma weapons, melter guns, and las cannons, can deal significant damage to a Bloodletter's physical form, often bypassing their innate resistance to conventional attacks. These weapons are capable of searing through the demonic flesh and reducing the demon to nothingness. Psychic assault. Psychic abilities can prove invaluable when confronting demonic entities. Psykers can channel their warp-born powers to disrupt the demonic presence, weakening the bloodletter's connection to the warp and potentially banishing it back to the immaterial realm. Psychic powers like banishment, psychic shriek, and smite can target the demon's essence directly. Blessed and enchanted weapons. Weapons infused with the power of faith or arcane enchantments can be highly effective against demons. Imperial forces often wield holy weapons blessed by ecclesiarchy priests, while other factions employ technology or rituals to imbue their weapons with anti-demonic properties. Exploiting weaknesses. Bloodletters, despite their ferocity, can be vulnerable when caught off guard or forced into unfavorable situations. Tactics that exploit their lack of ranged attacks or disrupt their formations can create opportunities for counterattacks. Teamwork and strategy. Individual strength often pales in comparison to the power of coordination and strategy. Combining the strengths of various forces, utilizing cover and terrain to your advantage, and employing hit-and-run tactics can all contribute to weakening and defeating a bloodletter. Summoning rites and banishment rituals. Certain factions and individuals possess knowledge of ancient rites and rituals that can be employed to summon or banish demons. These rituals can be used to either bind the bloodletter, enabling its defeat, or send it back to the warp. Utilizing exotic weapons and artifacts. There exist rare and exotic weapons and artifacts in the universe that are specifically designed to combat demons. These weapons might have the power to cleave through demonic resilience or to disrupt their presence. Valor and unyielding will. Sometimes, the strength of one's conviction and unyielding willpower can stand as a bulwark against demonic forces. Faith in the Emperor, or belief in a higher purpose, can provide a level of protection against the corrupting influence of chaos and potentially weaken the bloodletter's hold on the material realm. Escape and avoidance. In some cases, discretion might be the better part of valor. If confronting a bloodletter seems too perilous, avoiding direct confrontation and seeking to fulfill the mission or objective through alternative means might be a wiser course of action. The bloodletters of Khorne stand as relentless harbingers of carnage. Born from the churning chaos of the warp, these demons exemplify Khorne's domain of violence and bloodshed. With their fearsome appearance, insatiable bloodlust, and strategic significance in the cosmic conflict, the bloodletters cast a long and ominous shadow over the galaxy. To combat this menace, it falls upon the righteous forces to stand firm against the tide of chaos, for only through unity and unwavering resolve can the bloodletters be vanquished, and the galaxy spared from their murderous grasp. Inquisitor Valeria Lithrona is a respected scholar within the Ordo Xenos, known for her extensive research into demonic entities and their impact on the galaxy. This presentation draws from her comprehensive investigations and observations of the bloodletters of Khorne, offering an in-depth understanding of these malevolent creatures.